Hey, welcome to Keykeys Doorway. We're going live. We're having Keykeys Doorway live, masculine and feminine tarot reading, volume 1. Yes, for July 28, 2018. I felt the energy all this week, good and not so good and joyful, and this, let me explain it in a bridge. Hey guys, who's up here? Who's up here? Let me see, who's up here? How do I get? Gotta figure this out. Hold on. Okay. All right, I'm trying to figure this out. All right. Well, how do I figure this out? Uh-huh. Hey, how you doing? I'm trying to figure where this is at. Hold on. Live chat. Let's see. Okay, I got live chat. All messages are visible. Okay. So why can't I not see you? I'm gonna figure this out. Oh, hi, Miss Cynthia, and thank you. Thank you for the donation. Thank you so much. Well, as you're here, I was going to do a bridge that I think will go well for the masculine and feminine, masculine tarot reading for today, okay? So when you hear this bridge, if you know the song, sing along, okay? All right, hello. I know you hear me. I hope you hear me. You hear me? Hey. I hope you hear me. You can hear me? Say hey. If you can hear me, Miss Cynthia, say hey. Hello. All right. You can see me? I mean, you can hear me? Okay. All right, so I'm going to do a bridge to a song that I think will go well with this live reading, okay? So if you know it, sing along, okay? All right. Hey, what about yesterday? What about us? What about the seas? What about you? The heavens are falling down. What about us? I can't even breathe. What about you? What about everything? What about us? I didn't do it alone. What about you? What about nature's call? What about nature's worth? Ah, 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 ooh, it's all planned soon. What about us? What about animals? What about it? Turn kingdoms to dust. What about us? What about elephants? What about we? Have we lost their trust? What about us? What about forest trails? What about us? What about us, God? Ooh, what about the sky? Holy Land? What about it? Torn apart by creed. What about us? What about the common man? What about we? Can't we set him her free? What about us? What about children dying? What about you? Can't you not hear them cry? Ooh, what did we go wrong? Someone tell me why. Someone tell me why. What about us? What about baby boy girls? What about it? What about the days? What about us? What about all the joy? What about us? What about the crying man? What about us? What about Abraham? What about us? What about death again? Who do we give a damn? Tell me why, we must love. We must love. We must love. We must love. Okay. Whew. Yeah, my hands are a little shaky. Yes, you can see me and hear me. Hey, Champagne. Champagne Cynthia. Hey, everybody. Yes. Nature's Call, Nature's Song by Michael Jackson. It a lot of things. Oh wow, hold on. I gotta catch up with y'all. Hold on. Let me read y'all comments. I just got caught up. Yes, I'm still thinking about doing the Georgian chants, Gregorian chants. Um, I learned that in since elementary, church, high school, especially when you do warm-ups, even with exercise, you have to do some type of sound to get you in the focus, right? So chance is not just something just spiritual. It helps us in other areas of our lives. It helps us to keep center when we want to, snap up on somebody real quick. We forget they, distant cousins, kin, which goes into the song. Yeah, yes, I will, Miss Heather. I will be doing chants on the next live. The live reading of Masculine Feminine Energies Volume 2. The reason why I have Volume 1 is because the first one I wanted to make as that zero that we were talking about. That zero. Yeah. Yes, it is. We have human beings. We're complex creatures, right? So if we're complex creatures, that means we have many gifts. That's why when I started doing tarot reading, wow, I would have to say 5 years. I didn't like outwardly say it to people I cared about until like maybe 2 years ago. You know, because when you say tarot reading, they looking at you like, I put a spell on you. Now you're mine, 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 so mine. I'm like, no, I could do that with a glance. Don't people do that normally? I don't need to do the tarot reading for that. Hey, Richard. Hey, what's going on? Yes, singing is a calling of mine. Tarot reading is a calling of mine. Dancing is a calling of mine. Massage therapy, Reiki, Tai Chi, martial arts, meditation, comedic yoga, anything that I say, everything and anything is an art. And my mission is to make the arts a profession, which goes into this topic of masculine and feminine energies. Sometimes we feel like we have to just show one parts of ourselves to a person and not all of ourselves, and then we wonder why we get a slice of cake of them and we get mad at them, you know. And when they check us, they like, well, you gave me a slice of you, so I'm gonna give you a slice of me. I thought that was good enough. Hey, oh, you a gym? Oh, yes, I have a Gemini friend. Yes, y'all kept me on my toes. He put hot air under my booty when I didn't do, what I say I was going to do. So I'm doing it. I'm trying to do it and do it and do it well. I'm trying to do it. We all trying to do it out here. And that's a beautiful thing. Wow. Yeah, twin flames right now in effect, man. They teaching us a valuable lesson. Twin flame soulmates are teaching us a valuable lesson right now, guys. Trust me, I'm separated myself. Yeah, separated. Separated in the sense of friendship. Like, I wanted that partner. A lot of people in my life as friends, I love them. But to love them unconditionally, they thought could not be done. Hey. Oh, wow. And see, this is funny because that's the reason why I sung Michael Jackson's Nature song. Because, hey, we all single out here right now. I think we're single because we're trying to really relearn ourselves, and we live and we love ourselves. Because our twin flames and our soulmates, we have met them already. We have physically seen them, talked to them, messed around with them. You know what I'm talking about. We going on this channel real quick. I'm going to try to keep it real classy and not too nasty. But we separated for a reason. I mean, if you notice, like, you notice how we have family, right? You have your brothers, your sisters. If you don't have siblings, you have cousins. You have uncles and aunts. You have grandmothers and grandfathers, right? But yet, when you see them, what you call them? You call them, right? Like, you have your mother and your father. Some might just have their mother. Some might just have their father. Some might just have their grandmother or grandfather. But nonetheless, you have a male and a female somewhere around you helping you along to groom yourself, to know who you are. They're going to have to challenge you, right? But when you be seeing, your cousins and your uncles and aunts and your grandma and grandfather, you call them sometimes. Like, yeah, I'm going to them. I'm going to their house. I'm going to their. And then somebody say, who's them? Oh, my uncle and aunt. So why don't you just say uncle and aunt? Oh, it's them, because you know them. But when you go to your cousins and your aunties and your uncles and your grandmother, right? They quick to tell you real quick. Yeah, I'm your uncle and I'm your aunt. If you call me them one more time, because I know what them means. When we say them in our time, that was for people that oppressed us or made us feel negative about ourselves. You telling me I'm making you feel negative and I'm your family? You want me to show you negativity? I'll be like, nah, that's all right. And they like, no, let me teach you what them do. I was like, no. And it goes into family. Like, your twin flame, right, Cynthia, your twin flame, everybody that's on this channel, your twin flame and your soulmate is a representation of you. It's that part of you that you thought you could hide, but you can't, because they're acting out the very thing you try to hide inside. Ain't that something? They did a Jedi mind trick on us where we look at ourselves and say, oh, snap. That's what, one of my ex was talking about. Like, for me, I didn't trust people, so I didn't want a committed relationship, but yet I would have a relationship And then I wonder why I didn't want to have marriage. And they be quick to say, well, you said you didn't want marriage. You didn't want commitment. So I'm giving you friends with benefits. And I'm like, oh, well. Obviously, I'm not clear. And then your grandma and your uncle and your cousins and them, when they taught you a lot in life, they said, hey, didn't we teach you that if you closed mouths don't get fed? I started to actually realize you got to live that scenario to know what they talking about. That's all right. We doing homework right now on the masculine feminine energies, Isaac Capricorn. Do believe. I was just mentioning that we all a family. Even though we don't know each other, we family. We are humanity. We were nomadic, right? We had to travel past Africa to China, Asian lands, to Eastern, Northern lands, West, South. We had to travel, and as we travel, we forgot that we kinfolk. This is why we have these world wars. This is why we have conflict in the world right now. And then we wonder why we have conflict in our relationships, the twin flames and our soulmates, because the real war is in our minds. And meaning, if you know what you really want to be and how you really want to be seen, you actually got to do it. It's no longer like you could pretend. Like, I thought I could really pretend and just think that, oh, the next relationship I get into would just be like the others. And it's not going to be, because, yeah, I might have met that soulmate or that twin flame, but as I'm looking at this person, it's literally a mirror image of me. And I'm like, wow, I got to get over my trust issues. And the only way to get over my trust issues is to understand that we all family. And like family, we going to have disagreements, right? Like family, we going to have conflicts with each other. But can we really dismiss family? We can act like we don't know them on the street sometimes, but don't they slap us up real quick? Like, you going to act like you don't know me, sis? You going to act like you don't know me, brother? You know who I am. And then you got to represent their name, right? Yeah, trust issues. And trust issues come right back to source, right back to how we were groomed as family. How do we live in our personal family lives, right? And I was just talking to everybody about we all have brothers and sisters, right, in our family. If we don't have brothers and sisters, we have, hey, what's up? Not for you to know. Yeah, we family. Key. We all have the keys to our now, and we have the keys to our future. Have you noticed, guys, that when you in a good mood and the weather's kind of dreary and you're like, dang, I would like it to be really sunny right now, even though the weather said it's going to be rainy, but you're like, really, I would like to go out and meet people I haven't seen in a while and just kick it, right? Next thing you know, it gets sunny. You're like, wait a minute, did I just do that? Could it be that not only you just did that, but everybody that thought just like you at that moment said, I want it to be sunny too. I want to go and meet other people too. Like, we don't realize that our minds are connected to our soul. It's connected to our vessel, which holds energy. We are a walking battery. Have you noticed how when you rub cotton or rub something and then you touch somebody to shock them, they're like, why you shock me? And then sometimes you don't even have to touch nothing. You could just hold somebody's hand and you just get this electrical current. And you're like, whoa, what just happened? You two, both of your bodies were already supercharged. It just took y'all to physically touch each other to remind y'all, like, oh, this is what our bodies can do. Wow, I didn't know that. You might dismiss it like we dismiss intuition. Yeah. But we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't dismiss intuition. We shouldn't dismiss our feelings, because our feelings are connected. Yeah. Yo, everybody's having a perfect day. Like, yeah, we might be in our feelings, like Drake said. Keykeys, then you love me. I said, when I heard Drake's song, I said, wait, they saying my name out here in the streets. I feel so flattered. I was like, I ain't the only Keykeys. But it's like, wow, out of all names, Keykeys, do you love me? And I'm like, okay, Drake. And he's a Scorpio too? Alrighty. So is Riri. Rihanna and them. Chris Brown, Taurus. Ain't that funny how the people that you meet are even your zodiac signs opposite, that you still gonna learn anyway, no matter where you go. You could be famous and still gotta meet the same zodiac signs you would have met if you wasn't, to learn about yourself. You know, this is why when we see celebrities go through breakups and makeups, we like, oh, I felt that because I be going through it too. Duh, because they have They're human, aren't they? They have a brain, they have matter, they have energy, they have a soul. So their energy is the same reflection of our energy. It's the same reflection of the world. Have you noticed that when we go through conflicts in our personal lives, and then we go on the news or we watch the newspaper, read the newspaper, we see, you know, Palestine or Iraq still fighting. I'm like, Dad, y'all still fighting? Y'all don't know y'all family? I mean, yeah, y'all might speak different language, but y'all family, y'all kinfolk. That's like black folks and not knowing y'all cousins. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I had many of my friends when I was in elementary found out that they were my brothers and sisters. I said, ain't this something? Yo, Dad, yo, Mom, can you tell me? And they from the 60s, so I'm like, and they gonna be honest, but they honest based on their generation of honesty. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, gotta do homework. You gotta be like James Bond and what was it? Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? You gotta do Inspector Gadget. Everybody, this to find out what the family didn't want to tell you. And if you experience that in your own family, this is why we experience that in our relationships that we really want in our significant other. Am I wrong or am I right? I don't want to seem like I'm just talking. And I like to relate to you guys. I want to know if I'm saying, like, are y'all understanding me? Because I'm gonna get to the tarot reading. I just want to conversate real quick because we gonna get to the juice. We gonna get to the meat and potatoes. I am a Taurus too. I like meat and potatoes. Okay, I'm gonna talk about male and masculine energies. You want to get in on it? All right. I was talking about family, so we all family, right? We all family. We all kin. We got over this. I don't know you yet. So we family now. So wherever you go, treat people like they family. Cause guess what? If you did your DNA or had to research in them books, like go back to the library and look at names, your last name, and ask your family about their names and write it down, you'll start to realize you probably passing your cousin, your family, and didn't even realize it, and you beating them up. Like, wait, why I feel like when I was fighting you, like how you said it made me want to hit you like you were my family. Yeah, bro, I probably am. Hey, Jen Bean, yeah. Yo, all right, so we gonna get to the cards. We gonna do 7 past life cards and 5 angel cards from Doreen Virtue. We might do one bonus one. We don't know what that bonus one is. It's gonna take y'all to, let me know. Is it gonna be another past life card or another angel? So let's get it started. God, Gaia, God, Goddess, Mother, Father. What does the masculine and feminine energies of the past want us to know, want us to relearn? Okay. 1, 2, okay. What does the masculine and feminine energies want us to relearn about our past? What does the masculine and feminine energies want us to relearn about our past? Okay. Hey! What does the masculine and feminine energies want us to know about, relearn about our past? What does the masculine and feminine energies want us to learn about our past? Ooh, okay, that one came out. Okay, put that down. Hold on, how much we got? We got 4. We got 3 more to go, guys, for the past life. We're going to do those first, obviously. Okay, 5. Hold on, let me count those first, make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we need 1 more. What does our masculine, feminine energies want us to relearn about our past life? What does the masculine and feminine energy want us to relearn about our past? Okay. All right. So, hey guys, what's up? What is good? Hey, Mr. Meza, what's up? What's good, Jen Bean? What's up? Yeah, I'm getting to it right now. All right, so The masculine energies want us to know about our past to be learned. Wow. So when you were talking about, hold on, let me get back to the chat to see where I got that question from. Hey, not for you to know. Stop messing with your friend Jim Bean. I okay, not for you to know. Your hubby energy today, our hubby energy today, our masculine energy today feels the need to tell us to relearn or to know that they see you, us, as scribe writers. Scribe or writer. I see scribe and writer as both. One is this in picture form, one is in the alphabet form. Scribe, picture, writing, and alphabet. And it took the whole world, not this USA, aka America, aka native land, to show us this, the alphabet. It took all of us. It took every culture, every race, every social class, every type of relationship, every type of arts to actually know how to live accordingly in this Mother Earth world. And you see how everything is circular, 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 everything. Even our face, our brain is circular, and it holds the key. We, our masculine energy, not for you to know, want you to know that you are the Akashic Records, guys. We are the ones to remake the story of how we truly want our loved one to come back to us or to reunite to us, or if they had to tell the story of how you two guys met, or how you two as the masculine and feminine energies met, what would you really want them to say about you? For real. Like, really. Think about it now. What would you really want them to admit to people that they truly know as real, like their family that like pushed them out the womb and known about their diaper change and diaper rashes and all that good stuff that they're going to tell you when you meet them? Yeah. What do you want them to write about you? How do you want them to draw about you? Because this is how we got civilization. I had to do my homework, guys, on everything that could be discussed today. And I want to tell you what your masculine energy wants you to know about that scribe writer. Let's see what Dorian Virtue says about the scribe writer. All right? All right now. Get that right. So, not for you to know, and everybody that's in the house right now in Keykeys doorway. Let's see. Oh, God. Okay. Scribe writer. Okay, now. This card reveals that you have or had a career as a writer or a scribe in a past lifetime, which may be why you currently desire to write. So your significant other, not for you to know that you have the arts within you. They know that you're a very talented person. In fact, whatever your career path is right now, whatever you're about to do, especially Miss Jean Bean, whatever y'all about to do that's on this channel is so significant that it's going to help not only you, but it's going to help people all around you, even universally. This is why I gave the example of when you have a good feeling, you could change the weather. That meant that everybody that felt just like you, might not look like you, but thought like you, it had the energy to change the weather. All right? And so if we can change the weather, that means we can also change, again, what is truly going to be written and told about you as an individual and us as a people. Because not for you to know, and everybody that's on this channel, how people talk about you is exactly how they will actually write about you. So not for you to know, Jim Beam, Isaac Capricorn, Mr. Miser, Miss Hall, everybody that's on this channel, how you walk and talk, like the Drake and the Migos walk that talk, what we were talking about in the last live reading. How you are is how they're going to truly view you. So if you know, not for you to know, if you know, guys, that you not only the shiznick, but you act just like your version of your higher self, of your true self, then it's only a matter of time that they're going to say, oh wow, I need this person in my life. Oh wow, this is someone that I could actually learn and grow from. This is not somebody I just want to be physically with. And that could be also why we are separated from our twin flame and soulmates. Maybe it's not just always physical, guys. Writing and to paint words just will require you to have emotions. It will require you to actually admit what you are inwardly thinking outwardly, on a papyrus, on a tree. You know how when we back in the day when we used to watch movies, they used to carve "I love so and so" in the heart on the tree. That meant whoever was in this near this tree had a significant chance of either getting the first kiss or first "I love you" confession from their significant other, because that energy that that person written was from love. Goes right back to the song earlier from Michael Jackson's Nature's Call, Nature Song. We all have a nature song within us. We all have our highest self in us. Now it's time to bring it out, because our significant partner is watching us. You don't think they watching? They watching your every move. They watching more than our exes do. Like if you thought your partner is not watching you, not for you to know, yeah, they are. That person is. Uh-huh. All right, Miss Hall, thank you. But this will be on later on, so it's still on live. So we still going. You ain't gonna miss nothing. Don't you worry about a thing, Miss Hall. Don't you worry about a thing, Mama. Keykeys doorway is on live and it's checking on. So when you come back, it will be on recorder. I'll stop. So let's go back to the scribe writing for Dorian Virtues, okay? So we can get this right, all right? The fact that you had the discipline to sit down, that meant your significant other had a discipline because they love you so much. When you love somebody, don't you take the time to do the things that you normally wouldn't do correctly? I know when I love somebody, even if it's a friend, when I love my friend or a boyfriend or someone that I consider to have that deep emotion, I start dressing a little bit differently. I start wanting to take more baths and more showers and put on different oils and perfume and try out some, when I'm normally this tomboy, I'm like, I'm clean, right? But when you love somebody, it makes you rethink on how they will perceive you and how they will talk about you or write about you, because they too. How you think poems were made, guys? How you think songs are made? Why you think we listen to songs now? Why do you think we even read books or listen to audiobooks? Why do you think we even have art to look at? So we can say, God, thank God somebody felt like how I felt and they physically showed us. Whew. So when I'm with that person I'm trying to get with, I can just take them to a place that shows physical art, and we could discuss what we seen together and see how we could connect like that. Find mutual understanding. Well, whoever's watching you, Isaac Capricorn, y'all the bosses. Y'all the highest level of earth signs. So if you know how to make things happen, right? So if you know how to make things happen, do not think for 1 minute nobody's watching you. It's just like, go back to, and this goes back to family. When we were in school and somebody liked you, they had the nerve to hit you. You would have thought they'd have said, hey, Mr. Capricorn, I like you. I like that you're very driven, and I like that you speak your mind. I like that. But rather than say that, because that would require them to what? Express themselves. Right, like the first card is showing us. So rather than express themselves emotionally, they don't want to get rejected. We know how rejection feels. We going through it now. Some people might not be able to handle that. that's what our moms and dads, our uncles and aunts and grandpa try to tell us. Like, baby, you might be understanding about rejection, but that person might not be. So they might hit you, they might tease you. Like, I have a gap in my teeth, so it wasn't. It was very small, but it was noticeable then. And I had very long hair and very skinny. So people, the ones that boys that like me, they would pick on my weight, like, oh, you just a bean, or oh, you a stick. And I'm like, what? And then I didn't really care about my body. I thought it was beautiful, but because boys were teasing me like, oh, you're a stick and you just have long hair, and they used to pull my hair, when I actually end up getting boobs, that was the only biggest thing on me in elementary. So imagine being skinny with boobs. So rather than to say your physical body is attractive, or you look very pretty, they rather say the opposite, which can mess up a person's psyche to the point where when we become adults, like we're addressing now, we wonder why we still have this similar sensation as if we still young. And that's a damn shame. I'm sorry. It's just a shame. So, what does our past life want us to relearn about our significant other and how they view us? Wow, guys. The masculine and feminine energies, your significant other wants you to know that you bring out the childlike innocence in them. Do you know how special that is? That would explain why it's distance right now, because it goes back to when we were young. When you liked somebody, were you able to really vocalize what you were feeling? Maybe not all the way, because we were still learning about emotions. We were still learning about what it would mean to actually tell somebody, wow, you're just cool. I just like that you know how to jump rope, and I would like to learn how to jump rope. You know, maybe that would get you closer to that person, but then you didn't realize that it would have probably required you more to say, because they don't know how you truly feel. That's just an object. That's just something physical you pointed at. That's not something that is connected to them. So your masculine and feminine energies want you to know that you bring out the childhood quality in them. Now, this is a powerful thing, because this is what makes people think about marriage. This is what makes people think about really committing. So if you're thinking that, not for you to know, Jim Bean and everybody that's watching, that the person that's in your life, or Isaac Capricorn, that nobody's watching you, a person is watching you and they have a huge crush. They have a huge crush because you bring out that childhood. You make them want to be better. You know, like Fabulous. You make me better, be better. You make me better. You don't want, watch that song. I'm going to put that on Keykeys Doorway playlist. Listen to the lyrics. Martin Luther King, Coretta Scott. Coretta King. You can't. These are people like masculine, Malcolm X. The counterparts, you would have to be or show your side, right? And obviously you're showing that you are the most gifted, the most talented, that you still have that soul that people gravitate to tap into themselves. You influence others. Do you know, guys, how influential you are, that you could bring out this innocent side of themselves? Now, it could be scary to them because they might not have had somebody in their life that brought that out of them. And when you meet a human being that could bring out that childhood in you, that childhood that always believed that they could fly and knew, or try to fly in a way to fly, that, yeah, you could fly in different ways. But sometimes it takes somebody other than you to show you. And to actually see you like that is a blessing, but it can also feel like a curse. Meaning, you're thinking, oh wow, if they see me like that, then they see me very highly, but to what cost? Does that mean that I'm always going to bring out that childhood side of them? That I'm always going to bring out that level of innocence or immaturity? Maybe, but from you bringing that immaturity of self out, because you're bringing it out of yourself too. Have you noticed how when you're around that person, or when you think about that person, it makes you want to be better? So when you do see them again, it's like, okay, when I see you, I want to be correct. Are you feeling me out here? Tell me. Let me know, guys. It could be a co-worker watch you as a Capricorn. It could be a friend that you've known for many years that watched you go through relationships and always try to figure out how to get that door of opportunity to present themselves to you. It takes you to actually, like the card's been telling us for a couple of months now, since May actually, to relook at how we see people looking at us. Like, we would look at the obvious, like, oh, the person that we're talking to is the only one that like us. I just found out, no, that's not the case. It's people that, friends that could like you. It's people that seen you as a neighbor or watch you come in and out of your house and see you put on your attire, go to work, or seen you do your craft and just watch you from a distance but up close, and they've been like, yo, I'm feeling you, but I don't even know if they even notice or even know if I even like. Do they know I like them? And then it comes into the arts. Now you got to find a creative way to show this person that you like them. Whew, that could take some time. That means you got to kind of figure out which, the third party scenario. That means, like we experienced as children. You know how you liked a boy or girl, right? But you was concerned about them rejecting you. So what did you do? You had one of your friends kind of be the sidekick to kind of make the conversation easy so you can get to know that person without looking obvious that you're trying to get to know them on a different level. But what can happen though? You kind of put your friend or somebody as a wingman as another opportunity. Again, bringing back childhood memories. We as adults go through the same thing we experienced as we were younger, so we can get it right this time. And the reason how we can get it right is by the person that we are attracted to. They're reminding us that, oh, it's still some work that needs to be done in myself. But it doesn't mean that you have to stay within yourself. You still got to be social. You still got to work, right? You still got to brush your teeth, wipe your booty, take showers, engage in conversations. So you obviously can't be, alone. But you can have quiet moments to reflect throughout the day. Like, wow, this is what I experienced. And this is where I came from the time I was a baby to now. This is no different. If I looked at my partner right now as when I was younger, they portraying the same traits as somebody that liked me, but they trying to put me in a third situation so they can figure out, do they really like me? And if they like me, how can they approach me to make it right? And then they don't realize they just made a hot mess because they put us in third party situation. We don't like musical chairs, even as children. We played musical chairs. But did we really like playing musical chairs? Because somebody got to lose every time the music stopped, right? Every time the music stopped, somebody had to lose. And you hope it's not you. But imagine the third party, 12 seats. Like, 10 seats. No, 9 seats. Imagine 9 more seats. 9 more zodiacs. And whoever stays wins that mate. That's how it is. Imagine that in the real world. You're playing musical chairs every time we with our mate. So how do we win? Do we win? Is it a win-win situation playing musical chairs? I don't know. If somebody knows, please tell me. That could be a way of getting that significant other to understand us better. I'm all ears. And I'm a reader. Okay? I'm living like you. When I say everything that I put on this table, every zodiac that I do, I live. So I can feel y'all energy. I'm going through the same thing personally, and I have to address the innocence in me. I'm very creative like you guys are creative. Y'all go-getters. Y'all make that money. Y'all connect to people. Y'all are very vibrant beings. But then we wonder if we all this good stuff, why we can't get that partner. And it's because that's the surface. What do you really want somebody truly, when that person you really love, what do you really want them to say about you, for real? Do you want them to say what everybody say about you already? Yeah, but not really. You want them to say things so deep that you're like, wow. The only way they would have known that is if when they were walking with me, when they were texting me, when they were messaging me, when we were meeting, that this is also what they were feeling. Wow. So, what does the masculine feminine energies want us to relearn about ourselves? Since we the Akashic records, we're writing history and the present right now. We think that we got to see this in a history book. How do you think we got history books? It took actual beings like us that were babies with parents or someone that we seen as high regard of authority to help us in this journey called life. And we start to see they ain't no different than us. They going through same stuff we going through. We like, wait a minute, I thought you older that you should know this. And they looking at us like, what would make you think that? I'm still alive. I still gotta go out and talk to people. I still gotta connect where I work. If I'm even retired, I gotta figure out how to occupy my time. That still means I gotta talk to people and connect with the, why you think I'm talking to you, youngin? We forget the circle of life. Why you think you watch Lion King, people? I do recall the elder was right there with Simba and them, helping him along. Wow. That makes sense. That innocence, that child, like you bring out the child in them. You bring out that spark to want to be their best selves. That would explain why they go cognito. They trying to get they self right. So they could come to you back when they do come to you back. When they come back to us, they want to come back to us correct. And that's a big deal because that means that they really had to think, even though they might have not shown that. Do our family show how they feel all the time about us? It takes us to go through some trials in our own life for a minute for our mom and dad or our brother and sister or our cousin say, yo, hey sis, hey cousin, you know what? You good. Trust that who you are is enough. Don't let nobody tell you any different. So if our family tells us this, what would make you think your significant other don't feel that way about you? And if they feel that way about you, when they want to be them best selves too, they don't want to come at you half-ass. I wanted to say fertilizer just in case it's young people watching. Like the elders say, you don't want somebody to come to you with horse manure because don't babies got a dookie? And don't they still need somebody to wipe that butt? Do you want to wipe their butt when they get with you? No. So I think that's probably why they giving us a break. Because probably when they was around us, they was trying to figure out what is this feeling I'm feeling for this person? And why do I feel this need to want to change myself and not change it to say that I'm denying myself, but to actually admit who I really am in that innocent manner and trust that when I come back to that person, they will have faith that whatever I say is not a manipulation tactic like a baby can do. Like when they want milk or when they want food, don't they cry, figure out ways to get us to feed them? But then we notice that a baby is going to test that because they're learning their food pattern. It takes a person older than them to say, oh, yeah, they might be hungry, but it's a certain level of hunger they might have, which goes back into the cards that we had for a couple of months about hunger, food and hunger, how we perceive it. It could be for nourishment, but if we didn't have the right, or we didn't see that the authority figures in our lives were actually disciplining us to say, hey, I'm going to feed you, but I'm not going to overfeed you because overfeed can actually kill you. I'm not going to smother you with too much emotions because how can you live if when it comes time for you to go to school when you're not going to see me as much? So I got to prepare you for that. This is what your significant other is thinking about. You're preparing them to be their best self. So if you're preparing them to be their best self while you're doing you, while you're rediscovering you, while you're reliving yourself and reloving yourself, trust that they're coming back. Like any child, they go back to their family. They go back to the ones that love them. They go back to the ones that had faith in them. They go back to the ones that have trust. Do you have friends that you don't trust? If you did, you wouldn't call them friends, would you? You just call them them. Oh, that's that person I know. But you don't call them by their name. That's why uncles and aunt and grandma and them would smack you upside the head. Like, what you say? What you call me that? Oh, Auntie May or Auntie Sue or Uncle Nicholas. Yeah. Because if you didn't have trust in me to be authority figure, if you didn't have trust in me to love you as a family, then you should call me them. So they don't want you to call them them. They want you to call them by their name. And in order for them to feel that honor, which is another thing that we haven't felt before, to have somebody want to have honor and presenting themselves as themselves, but in the right way that they know will be healthy for both you and them. You're actually helping them to connect back to their faith. You're helping them to connect back to their source. Because if you're like that, they know they gotta be like that. Do you understand that they're coming to you? When they do come to you, they're gonna come to you right. Trust and have faith in that. That's what our past lives want us to relearn, because we are the Akashic records, and we're setting the stage right now. The energy that you feel right now, do not think for 1 second it's not going into the air right now. Do not think for 1 second it's not translating to the trees like right now as it's moving. Do not think for 1 second that your energy of thought or what you really feel about that person is not going to go into their minds. Do not think for 1 second that they're not tossing and turning, wondering if they do come back, will you still have faith in them? That's the real questions you should ask yourself now. Because if you do get them back, and when you do get them back, when we do get them back, that person back, then what? What are you going to say? So your past life wants you to relearn, guys. What we got to relearn is we're connected to spirituality. We know that we are upgrading ourselves on a spiritual way, and we're manifesting it in the material way. Your significant other wants you to know that they're doing that too. They're relearning their spiritual side of self, and that masculine and feminine, which was last one of the readings for one of the zodiacs had this, which translates to all of us feeling this. We all have that masculine and feminine. We all have that womb of mother that we came out of, that source. We have this mother planet that spurts out seeds and forgiveness. If it didn't forgive us, we wouldn't exist right now. We wouldn't have air right now. We wouldn't have water right now. This is why when we hear Detroit with their water, we get nervous, because we know that now we're starting to notice the importance of elements. We're starting to notice that when we did know the arts of the elements of agriculture, because at one point we all were one place and then we all had to travel. So we all, our ancestors in our DNA know how to cultivate. And if they see that in you, they see that in us, then they're going to want to show that they can cultivate too. So when y'all do join together, that is equally yoked. That is not tipped off the scale. Because Mr. and Miss Libra's air signs, they don't like that wiggy. I don't think any sign like that. And that's something we got to realize. No sign wants this. They don't want that wishy-washy. We want to know. And the feminine and masculine energies know that. So since they know that, what does the past life want us to know or relearn about what they're going to do next? Oh, snap. Okay. They're going to start leaving and traveling. So they're going to either come directly to you or they're going to communicate to you. Now, I did recall that if they do come back to us, right? Do you feel if they was to contact you now or talk to you now, do you think it's wise now that you know that you're going to get a text message, a call, or actual physical visit? You got to ask yourself, are you ready? Do you feel they are ready right now? Or are they just rushing? Because that's another thing. Say, for instance, the one that we really want to come back in our lives right now, right? Do we really feel that it's the right time to truly come back? Or do we know that it's more work to do? Or do we bond with them and still work? So that means no matter what, we're going to have trust and faith that we got to have a communication at some point. Or we got to have trust and faith that whatever intuition is telling us to do, if they do contact us, what is the best decision that at the end would actually benefit? Is it to give them space for a minute? To give them time to think? If you haven't seen them for a while, is it to actually communicate now and to tell them how you feel, but in a friendship manner, or just to see where they mind is at? Like, what do they really feel? What if they really feel like they just want to start from ground zero? Like, let's just start again from ground zero, from source, where we can actually build on that, because the foundation we had prior wasn't that solid. And if I love you the way I say, and if I see you as a family, if I see you as kin to me, and I truly love you, I'm going to come to you correct, and I want to make sure that we're doing this correctly. So these are things we gotta ask. So do expect the person that you are thinking about, guys, to come to you. And I feel you, Isaac Capricorn. I don't want third parties either, and that's the whole thing. If they do decide to come back in your life right now, and you feel that they're still having another person around them, you got to ask yourself, do you want to entertain that? It's just like a friend. When your friend don't want to chill with you for a moment, right? But they feel scared to tell you. But then the friend that you know they really want to hang with, they kind of still texting or calling them while they hang with you. And you're like, wait, you could have just told me. We could have chilled some other time. I see you as family. You don't got to hide that from me. And that's where conflicts come in, because the level of trust. Even your friends will challenge you on that. Because then you have to admit that your friends are really just an extension of family. Because if your mom or dad or somebody that care about you ask your friend what you really doing, or how you really feel about this person that you want to come back in your life, they would have to say, well, it wasn't all solid, but they love each other. Now, you don't want them saying that. You want them saying, well, both of them are working on themselves and they're trying to figure out what is the best approach. Then a older person, a father figure that we was addressing, or a female that have masculine energies within themselves, would tell you, like, sweetie, if you want this man back, or if you want this woman back, then you got to trust that you got to do things that you got to fix. Because if this is going to be the one that source is aligning you with right now, you best to be correct. Because we don't want to hear that you did get this person and then you didn't fix what you were supposed to fix in yourself. Like, if you know you have insecurities about yourself, start to relearn where them insecurities are coming from, so you can start re-loving yourself. I noticed that, like I said earlier, my childhood memory of my physical body was the ones that liked me teach me about me being skinny. So what did I do? I purposely started to eat so I could get big. And then when I got big, I noticed they didn't like me because they just see me as the friend zone. And I'm like, wait, y'all were teasing me about being skinny. Now you want me, you what? And then it came back to, how did I view myself? How did I see myself? Because when this person come to me, this is what's going to come up. These childhood memories, the things we learned from the moment we were infants, the moment we documented how the outside world sees us, from our mom, dads, cousins, aunties, uncles, grandma, grandpa, elders that were in the street that watched us grow up and told us about ourselves from watching us. Like, oh, you like that boy, you like that girl, right? Oh, if you don't do your homework, guess what? They gonna think you ain't about nothing, and they gonna treat you like that. No, they won't. They'll see I just love them. And what happened? When you started failing, what that boyfriend and girlfriend stay around, really, they had to say what? Oh, I gotta study because my mom and dad said I'm gonna be somebody. And then they just look at you. And then that was a lesson learned. So, again, we're gonna bring out these issues that are not really issues but solutions. We gotta see that we have the key. We hold the key. The key is, go back to family. Whenever you have a conflict with your significant other, ask yourself, what would I do if that was my brother doing that to me? What would I do if that was my mom doing that to me and she know I love her? What would I do if my father would have done that to me? What would I have done if my stepfather did? What would I have done if my grandfather did that to me? How would I truly feel about that, and what approach would I take? Because when they say in the tarot cards to be compassionate from the last reading, that means imagine that's really your family for a second. Because if you want to marry this person, that is going to be family, right? So you rather will get the practice without getting the ring yet. I think that's a good way to start. Do you? So let's see what our past life with the masculine feminine energies, the ones that are thinking about us, the ones that are secretly watching our every move, want us to relearn about ourselves. Wow. Egypt, it goes right back. Everything we as human beings, We are nomadic, meaning this is why we can go to different jobs and not worry about, yeah, it's going to be hard, but we know that we have done something of this nature because we all were nomadics. We all traveled. So we couldn't stay emotional too long to a place. We had to move and take whatever we learned with us, take where our original home was with us to make a new home. We do this every day, and we don't realize that we are all from Africa, and like we're all from Eden. We all had to travel to figure out where our new home would be. But we took our ancient arts, and it goes back into the homework I had to do. This is why I had to sing Michael Jackson Nature Song. Out of all the songs that I could have sung, that stuck out. Something, the energies I was feeling with other people and what I was feeling with myself told me to sing that song, because we are ancient people just living in the new flesh of a body. This is why when you talk to people, they say, you got an old soul, or wow, you sound like you've been here before. It's, or how did you know that? And you're not my people. You are. We are each other's people. This is why when we have wars and conflicts and we cry, this is why we're crying, because we are not realizing we are harming our family. We are harming ourselves. And the feminine masculine want us to know we are bringing that out of them. We're bringing that opportunity to heal, to see that we're universally showing them unconditional love. We're showing them that they see both devotion, they see loyalty in us, they see that we always carry with us source, mother, father, our ancestors, the arts. We carry the faith of the father principle and the mother principle, because when we have friends, do we not have to stick up for our friends at some point? When we couldn't even stick up for ourselves, did we not have to show our arts like singing or dancing or writing, scribe writing? We had to write in school. We had to do essays. We had to do speech. This is how we got our boyfriends and girlfriends. We didn't just walk life. We had to show that we are a living art. And that reminds people, including our significant other, that we're taking them back to why they generally love us. They love us because you, masculine and feminine energies that's watching, we remind them that they hold the key to remaking, and reliving civilization again. The jobs that they're going to be taking, the way they want to speak, the way they want to talk, the way they want to carry themselves, you have influenced them so much that you took them back to the beginning of source. You took them back to when we started. You took them back to why they feel you are their soulmate. You took them back to why they feel that you are their 10th flame, because you were there with them. We were there with them. We were there when things began because we helped to make it with them. And them is our significant other. Our significant other is that man and that woman that had a name. What name, we do not know. And from us reuniting in the flesh that we are now, this is why they can't walk away. This is why they want to change for themselves. Let me read to you what I had to actually research. And when this live reading is over, check on Keykeys doorway reference. The story of Inanna, Ishtar, Summer, Uruk, or Uruk. I'm going to read a little bit of what I've seen and what I heard. And this is what we heard in history school. This is what we heard from our grandpa, grandma, aunties, friends, what we even read ourselves on our own private time. Because even the things you have read, the clothes you wear, the way you speak, the way you act, this is in your bloodline of ancient. We have all came from ancient times. All of us. And now we get to remake. We are the Akashic Records, so now we hold the key to remake history. We can continue to make history, to continue the story. History is an unfinished story. It takes every living person to continue, not remake, continue the story. And who better than the now? Who we are now. The people that we want to connect to now to tell us that. So let me read to you what I've heard about Sumer or Egypt. Okay? Bear with me, guys. because it's also some people that I'm going to mention in 20 minutes that has helped me on this journey and has helped me feel confident in what I'm saying to you as well. When I say I do homework on every zodiac, I mean that. I live or try to live my best in the way each zodiac would live. Okay, so let's see. All right, in Egypt, right? Gilgamesh. That's what they're going to talk about. They're going to talk about Inanna. They're going to talk about Moses. They're going to talk about Buddha. They're going to talk about Christ. They're going to talk about Abraham. They're going to talk about Moses, Abraham, Enki. And what got me very in tune with this particular show was they were mentioning that the story of Gilgamesh or the story in Anna started in Egypt and it traveled to Sumer or Samir, and it went so far that it reached Asia lands, it reached north and south southern lands. If you notice, all over. This is why we have the compass to show us that this influence, the way we influenced that past when we were human then, the way we influence that past actually is influencing now. So I'm going to read what they say. It says, King of Uruk, the flood of great ark, like Noah's ark, fruitful crest of everlasting life. We know his story through writing, which is why we had the scribe writing. You were the ones, we all were the ones that were writing on those walls. We all were the ones that were making the pyramids. We all the ones that known about metaphysical. We all are the ones that were babies and we had to travel past lands to cultivate others. Okay? I'm going to continue. They say without writing, even without scribe, without paintings, without writing, there would be no civilization. No civilization. So that meant that our souls wanted us to know our past life. That partner that we're connecting to right now want us to relearn that we are so powerful that they see us about to change the course of the world's influence on how not only intimate relationships are done, but how we look at civilization, because it does connect. How we learn through our relationships, we translated that through scribe writing, through walls, to understand. I'm going to tell you what they say we saw the arts as, which we still do now. This is why we have comic books. This is why we have movies. This is why we have music. This is why we have musicians. This is why we have jobs. Now we get to see how we can retell that story and continue it. Since we are all ancient people, we just living in the new flesh. So they say temple is important. So like if you had to go to church, if you're going to a mosque, if you went to a temple, we all had to have religion, but at that time they called it spirituality. Because like scribe writing, did we have these letters yet? Maybe not. So we might have had the letter S first, to say, okay, we must have spirituality, and then we could put that raw, that sun information, and start to articulate how we're going to start reading. So we're going to need more alphabets now. We can't just go basically on pictures, because we travel so far that everybody has different pictures for different letters. So now we got to come up with a new book, a thesaurus, a dictionary, a volume, a book, something, so all of us can translate what we see even in a picture. This is why even now we still read. Even now we still write. Even now we still talk. Okay? Let's see. Moses, Egypt, Great Flood. Moses, Egypt, Great Flood. Interesting. This is why now when we go through floods, we know exactly what to do, right? Because our DNA remembers even if our flesh doesn't. Interesting. Inanna, goddess brought the arts of civilization, like Pandora's box, Like if we had to tell or retell or continue to tell that story, and that would have been in Greco-Roman, Zeus, the Titans, the Atlanteans by water before we went to land. This is why we know how to breathe in the water. This is how we know how to swim. We had to watch animals. This is why we had told the story of Adam and Eve and the snake. And why we had to see things as negative and positive, the yin and the yang, the day and the night. We do need the day, right? Because if we were in the dark ages, it would just be dark. This is why we feared the dark, because we experienced what true darkness was. If we came from the beginning of time, then we understand why when we have blackouts, why we don't like it so much. Because it goes back into that sensation of, I felt this, but I don't know why I felt this. Now we're starting to understand why. We just can't ignore those sensations. Now we had to figure out how to connect it to the now. And start with family. When you had a blackout, what did they do in the family? When you couldn't pay that light bill, you brought up them candles, didn't you? Yeah. When you got to go to a temple or mosque or church, they bring out them candles. Yeah, they got the light on, but to have an intimate setting or to be connected to source, they went back to beginning times. We didn't have the flashlight. We didn't have a switch. We had wax, water. We had to figure these things out. And we figured it out because it's in our DNA. So let me keep reading. Hold on. Like Pandora's box, Greco-Roman, right? So these are the arts that Inanna brought to Summer or to Egypt. This is what Inanna brought to Egypt. To civilizations that we all learned from and continue to cultivate. We just forgotten that we are cultivating now. We're trying to cultivate our significant other. And our significant other wants us to know, in order for us to truly get them, we must cultivate the very thing that we deny ourselves, which is ourselves. That's the true civilization. So let me read what our ancient selves want us to relearn about the arts and about writing. We have the arts of civilization, the arts of society, the arts of clothing, the arts of craftsmanship, the arts of sex and music, the arts of being mighty, the art of being kind, the art of straightforwardness, the art of deceit, the art of kingship, the art of justice, the art of enduring crown, the art of resounding note of musical instrument, which is our body, right, as well. The art of rejoicing of the heart, the art of kingliness strife, the art of plundering of cities, the art of settling up lamentation, the art of fear, the art of pity, the art of terror. All of this makes civilizations, universe, human beings, true connection to source and everything that has breath. And this was from Summer, ancient, all the way around the world, Asia, north, south, east, west. And when they said that, it was one thing that stuck out to me when she got the book of Me from her father, Inky. He told her, even though she tricked him, she got him drunk. Don't we do that? We figure out when we want to get our loved ones right and we able to drink. Don't we try to take them out for food and drinks to see if they could lighten up the mood? Right. We all love Egypt. We just didn't know why we loved Egypt in different ways. But yet it's universally connected like a thread. So I'm going to continue. Then I'm going to go to the next past life card. So we can get to the angels card. Because the angels card is going to tell us what they're going to do. Alright? That's what I want to know. Also. Okay, so it says, Inky said to Inanna when he gave her the book of Me while drunk, he said, civilizations has a darker side, said Inky, that which has to be accepted along with the good. I'm going to read that again. Civilizations has a darker side, said Inky, that which has to be accepted along with the good. This is what our masculine and feminine energies want us to know, that you are actually helping them to face their negative side of self rather than disregard it, rather than find a way to dismiss it, whether it be through earthly ways, whether through chemical ways. No matter what, you are showing them that they cannot run from themselves anymore. They cannot hide from themselves anymore, because you're bringing out that they are ancient, that they know better, that now you cannot run, because every time you see me, I'm reminding you that you don't need to, because you're not judging. We're not judging our significant other. And because we're not judging them and we're coming from unconditional love, now they're tapping into, wow, I do know what I'm made of. I do know what I'm capable of, and I do know why I want this partner, because we started civilizations together, and I want to start civilization again in the now. I don't want to keep reliving in the past. I don't want to keep dreaming and thinking I could find it in another person when I know I'm denying myself, and I'm denying that person of real love, of raw love, of true love. So let's see what the next past life, what our past life want us to know, how far we have traveled, because we were also angels. Wow. Imprisonment or slavery. We talked about Moses. Let my people go. And it wasn't just on physical labor. It was on the free will. Moses, like the people, knew, like us in the now know, what is truly right and wrong, what is truly just. Do we want to oppress our significant other and feeling like, oh, they got to change and deny themselves? No, we want them to look at themselves, look at their vices, look at their flaws, and rather than shun it, see the art of what made them have to be that way. We are not always nice all the time. Sometimes we got to be rude. Sometimes we got to use people. Sometimes we got to be used. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? We travel the world in 1,000 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them wanna be used. Some of them wanna be played by you. We're showing them that repeating that same tactic is only going to make them mentally, spiritually, and emotionally bind. And when that happens, the vessel starts to show what they try to deny. So if they thought of texting you would solve it, and you know in your heart that you should be physically seeing them to know what's really up, you won't call them, because they're going to say, oh no, they stopped calling me, they stopped texting me. They know that they got to physically see me. They know that we shouldn't be playing these games like we're children. Even if we have that childlike innocence in us, we also have the tools to know what it takes to nurture that child too. And when they realize that, they will no longer feel imprisoned or enslaved. They will start to know that they have a thing called free will. This is the art that we have learned in our ancient times, that we all have free will. In order for us to know the art of civilization, to know the art of deceit, we had to actually lie to someone we truly loved to understand how that could affect them when we did it. We didn't just make something up. We didn't make these stories up. We didn't write them on scribes and walls just to tell somebody, hey, this is what you shouldn't do. No, we showed them this is the options you have when you have free will. Now, if you take these paths, these are the characters you're going to see. This is the type of trait you're going to have within yourself when you have to play these things out. And if you deny who you truly are to yourself, then you will be in prison and you will feel like a slave to yourself. You're showing them how to break out of that. You're showing them how to tap into that source again. You're showing them how to connect to source. So when they come to you, they don't come to you imprisoned by the mind. They don't come to you imprisoned by financial problems. They don't come to you imprisoned by third world situations. They don't come to you imprisoned by mother issues. They don't come to you imprisoned by father issues. They don't come to you imprisoned by religion. They don't come to you in prison by way of sexuality. They don't make you feel like they're a slave to how you gotta think. They don't They will not feel like a slave. You don't want them to feel like they're your slave. You know that we have free will, and they're starting to see that. And you and we, us, the universe, Gaia, Mother Earth, is starting to show us that we're not taking that anymore. Not even within ourselves. We're going back to where we began. Because we know whatever we're doing right now at this very moment is changing the course of time. It's changing the ripple effect. It's changing what we're going to see in the news tomorrow. It's going to change in the music that we're going to hear tomorrow. It's going to change in the conversations we're going to have later on tonight. It's going to change the way we see ourselves. And that imprisonment and slavery will drop. And then they will have no choice but to show themselves, their true selves. So let's see what the angels say they're going to do in action, since they know they can't imprison themselves anymore, and that we don't see them as a person that should imprison themselves. We want unconditional love, and they know what's up now. Yeah, guys, they know what's up. We ain't locked up, we out right now. We out right now, we locked up, no more now, no. We got the spirit intact, we out now, we got our goods, and we know we hood, we out now, we know we got swords coming out us out. Yeah, they know they can't roll up on us like that. So they gotta come correct. So if they gotta give a little space to strategize the real move and not that fake dookie move they've been trying, that they know. Knock on wood. So what? Some dropped out. Oh wow. The actions they know masculine and feminine energies want us to know is they know they gotta be the knight of fire right now. They gotta show that passionate side. That passionate side, adventurous side, self-assured and restless. They gotta show that now. They can't be on that I'ma just text you at a certain hour, I'ma just pop over at booty call hour. They know now they can't do that no more. No mas, baby. Else we gonna bring Caliente in here. We gonna bring Diablo. If you don't check yourself, they gonna come in with a sudden event. Could it be that you not talking to them no more? That sudden event that made them rethink about that imprisonment, that they trying to entrap you to third party situations. You said hell nah. I know hell is hotter than this, but player, you haven't seen my heat yet, and I'm a vessel. So they coming with a certain event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence, meaning if they don't check themselves real quick, they could lose you. And based on how this horse is looking, I don't see it trying to slow down. It looked like it's coming to correct and stern with what they gonna say and how they gonna act. And the one that's riding it know that they gonna come with who they really are, correct, and with them goods correct. They gonna have their spiritual self in check and growing. They gonna have that mental clarity in line and stop fooling around with third, fourth, fifth parties and six and seven musical chair type nonsense on you, on us. And they gonna come in with that stab, that passion, not just in the bedroom, but outside in the street where people could see. Think things through carefully, and this is where we had those cards earlier to think things through. If when we do get that physical meeting, then you better know what you do want. Closed mouths don't get fed, meaning when you got a closed mouth, don't your stomach get hungry? Eventually, like a baby, don't they wail or cry to make somebody know they gotta get fed? Just like an adult, if you don't cry, don't your stomach cry? They call that growling. Or if you really want to get funny, bubble guts. Because you might say, I'm not hungry. And then you hear, and then your friends or your family or your significant other that you won't be like, you know you're hungry. Just say you're hungry. No. That's what I mean. We got to check that. And they know we checked all that. So they know we all in our complete selves and we still learning. They know. So things are starting to be carefully weighed out in their eyes. They seeing that we're not playing no more. We're like the mother and the father now. We aligned ourselves now, even to source. We know that if I got to look at you as family, I could walk away from my family. I could not even talk to my family for a couple of days, even a month. They know that, but they do know I'm going to call them because I love them. Like they love me, like we know. We love them. So they going to come correct. Just be ready when they do, if you want that pace to be set. And if you do, be clear on what you want at that moment. Even if it means taking baby steps. Like, hey, I'm not trying to fast forward this. I'm learning like you. You think I got it together? I'm still healing. I'm still relearning about myself. I'm just asking, can we do it together? Yeah, we can do it apart. It ain't like we got to be around each other's face all day. I'm not around my family all day. I'm not around my friends all day, and I still love them. They know that. So once we have that type of conversation with the masculine and feminine energies that's coming back in our lives, that will make them feel relieved that, okay, I had you all wrong. They was trying to do that comparison doing the musical chairs. So what actions will they take? What actions will they take? What what actions will the masculine and feminine energies take? What actions will the masculine and feminine energies take? Okay, hold on. What actions will the masculine and feminine energies take? What actions will the masculine and feminine energy take right now? What are they revealing? What passions will they be revealing when they come back? What kind of strategy are they thinking about? What strategies do they want this relationship to go? What actions? Hold on, let me make sure. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I did say 4, right? Hold on, let me make sure. Let me get back in my notes. 5. I said 5 and then 1 extra one. Okay. One more. What action would the masculine and feminine energy take? What action would the masculine and feminine energy take right now? What action would the masculine and feminine energy take right now? What actions? Okay, they must be really in their head. So whoever is our significant other, they really see us as different. They're not trying to play with our hearts because they know they played with it early in the game. Wow. When they come charging with that sudden event of showing passion and a venture to see where this can go in the relationship, they're going to bring balance when they come forth. They're going to bring airy side of themselves, that ego side, which we seen early, and they were so hurt that we seen their ego. Probably not in the best light that they wanted, but nonetheless, if you're really going to see this person as a husband or a wife, you would have to see that eventually, right? You might as well start it early. You've seen that Taurus side of themselves, that they are stable. They can provide stability in a family home. So they're not incapable. So they're going to show, or they have shown that side of themselves to us. They're going to start bringing out more of their intuition. They're going to start revealing to us that they do dream about us, that they do not just telepath in the mind, but they astral project, and they paint a picture of what world and what life they want when they do get us. They're going to bring out their intuition. That means they're going to have those type of deep conversations we've been looking for. Gemini, I'm sorry, 3, they're going to communicate that. And they're going to use that intuition for Cancer to bring it out to us. And that Leo, that's what they're working on. They're working on bringing us all their heart. Not a slice of their heart, not a piece of their heart, their whole heart. And that's a huge thing, because that's the person that you give that type to a husband and wife. The need for balance and moderation. Cooperation and compromise. Wait for the perfect timing. They're waiting. This is probably why they've been distancing themselves, and why we've been distancing ourselves from them, because we know once we come with them and we meet, we're going to be talking in a way that we never thought we would have talked. Why? Because that person brings that out of us. That they bring out that passion that we never thought. They bring out the things that we heard in stories and in movies, and they see that it can exist in real life. The lovers, wow, they went from 4 and they went to 6. So they're going to bring their hearts. They're going to bring that heart. They're going to come to us with their heart, and they're going to offer the first step of the lovers, the beginning stages of the foundation of what a relationship can be. That means they're going to start asking us, what do we feel a proper foundation should be in starting a relationship. That's huge. Intimate relationships carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. See, a good relationship even controls our health. You notice how if we don't connect to our family or our friends in a healthy manner, that we start to physically get sick, or we start to get depressed, or we start to not want to do the things that we love because we feel selfish on it. Well, they're going to see that coming to us. They want to have that balance. Hey, Mahura, Bombshell, what's up? What's Bombshell? What's good? You had right on time. We're talking about the lovers. Whoever your lover is, they thinking about strategizing coming to you. Oh yeah, because they not trying to be on that wishy-washy. They want to make sure they right, that we right. They want to make sure that not only that they're right, that they're their best selves. They want to make sure that we know and that we demonstrate that we are our best selves. That will make them know the perfect time to come to us. Wow, they want to show the Trinity. They want to show the mother, father, and soul of themselves. This is probably why we had the baby card at the past life. Wow, this is huge, guys. This is, wow. A celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. Ooh, okay. Some of y'all getting busy. I guess y'all. You can't run away from that. You definitely still in the deal if you come out pregnant. You can't run away from children after that. You be like, wait. You thought you could run away from this. We made a baby now. You know your family. You could take a break for a minute, take a walk, come your behind back. You know what time it is. I got you just like you got me. The need to have more fun. Yes. Start hanging out with people, guys. We got to start hanging out with people that we know love us, like our family, our friends, our uncles, our aunts, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, because these are the ones to help us, remind us, and give us some new, golden nuggets of wisdom to let us know, like, oh, you feeling this right now? Oh, I remember the time I felt that. And then they can remind us that, wow, we're not, even if you're distant in age or distant in family title, that we all have to live the same life. So they could definitely give more information than I can, because that's your immediate family. We spiritual family right here. Hopefully, I'm trying to make a concert where we can actually see each other. Things are going to happen in this due time, but I think that's why our partners know that we're doing things in our personal lives so huge that when they come, they want to make sure they come with a bang. They want to make sure they come correct. They want to make sure that when they come to us, they giving us the whole cake. Like Rihanna say, cake, 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 and they want to put their face in ya. They want to do that to us. Alright? The action that they're going to take. Wow. Ooh, whoa. Masculine and feminine energies. Ladies and gents. If you don't think that the person that is separating from you don't care about you, they do. They really care about us. They really care. They got the ace of air. Communication. Like, they're going to vocalize. They're going to physically come and vocalize what's going on in their heart, where they want to go with us, how they want to connect with us, how they want to restart the relationship back to zero, back to the basics. Like, we skipping talking and holding hands and talking on the phone late where somebody cut us off like, we gotta pay the bill. You gotta go to work in the morning. You gotta pick up them kids and get them dressed. They get us back to that world. So they're gonna bring that out. They're gonna show that. They're gonna show that side, and it's a feeling we haven't felt in so long. And that's what made them step back and say, hey, I really want to do this right. I really want to make sure I'm loving this person with all my heart, because I know they love me. This person loves me with all their heart. And I want to show that mother, father, and spirit side of myself. And the only time you ever hear a person speak like that is when they want to marry you. When they want to marry us as a person, because they see us. They don't just looking at our bodies. They're not just looking at our gender. They looking also at our soul. They looking at what we do for a living, how we enjoy it, why we love it. They're looking at our friends, why we call them our friends and family, because they're really family. We just say they're friend right now. Why we call them a loyal companion. Why we show them the things that we are naturally afraid to show, but we trust in them. We have trust and faith. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Seeing the truth of a situation. A challenging beginning. So yes, they're going to come with this communication. Like, how do we begin? How do we begin? If we're going to really do this, how do we start a relationship? And not in a way that we're used to doing. Not in a way where we just skipping and going to the sex, or just skipping and going to calling us boyfriend and girlfriend. No. What about just knowing each other's name? What about just like seeing if we like to go out, and seeing what kind of sports we like, or seeing what kind of shows we like, or seeing, like, what are the steps? They're going to be scared to say that, but they're going to come with that. And rather than see it as a challenge, we should see this as a beginning of something that is going to connect us to our partner. So guys, what card do you think I should read last? Do you want to see what other action they're going to take when they come to us, or what they're thinking about? Because they're thinking about these things. Or do you want to know something from the past that connects us to them? Do you want a past life card or another angel card? Let me know, guys. Passion card, angel card, or a past life card? What's it going to be? While y'all making that decision, I really want us to, after this live reading is off, to check out Keykeys Doorway reference about the story of Inanna, Mesopotamia Summer. It's a 1 hour, like probably 56-minute film. The things that you have all been thinking about is on that film. Do trust it, because it showed in our past life cards. It showed in our masculine and feminine cards as well. The cards that we got here is what they're feeling. It's what we are acting, but that's what they're feeling. So I'm going to put the names of the readers that I really feel that when you get a chance, I'm going to put on Keykeys reference, but check out their channel as well, because they'll give us a further blueprint on what our significant other is truly thinking. That's what I do on my spare time. When I read books, I read the references of the books that is written. I also look at other readers to see if what I'm saying is connecting to other readers, which it usually is. So I'm going to show you the readers for a reason. I'm going to put it on the channel references, and you'll start to see why. And it's going to truly help us out in getting our significant other connected to us better, and how we could connect to them better, because it's both sides that feel disconnected. It's not just one side. We just don't know that because we're not physically in front of them to see that or to hear it. So let me go to this page. Okay. Because this is going to be a recording, but if you are around a paper or pen, Dennis Eagleston tarot reading, along with Strength and Wisdom tarot reading, is a good source to know about the significant other characteristics and even our characteristics and what we're going through as we connect with our soulmate or twin flame. B. Fernando Prudhomme and Sunshine Tarot are another two good couples. Well, I put them as couples because they both have similar essence, but they could tell us from a masculine and feminine. If you notice, the names that I'm mentioning are masculine and feminine. I put them as couples. So this can help us on the blueprint of how we can understand ourselves and our soulmate. So when we reconnect with them, we can reconnect without worrying and not having to worry about going back to do any life lessons or, trial and error. We don't want that right now. So Fernando Prudhomme and Sunshine Tarot will give you an understanding, will give us an understanding on the road that we're about to take when we do meet them. So Dennis Eagleston and Strength and Wisdom Tarot will tell us the characteristics and strength of our significant other, our twin flame, or soulmate, including ourselves. Fernando Prudhomme and Sunshine Tarot will tell us the blueprint of their emotional and the way they're going to act when they meet us. Love and Light Tarot and Moonchild Love, they will show us that childlike innocence about themselves and what they're going to reveal to us when they meet us. So whenever you get a chance, write these names down and check out their tarot reading because it will help us. It has helped me in understanding where my twin flame and soulmate is coming from. So that's why I'm easing up, because I'm a Taurus and I have a Scorpio descending and an Aries rising. And I could be very fiery and I could have a real slithery mouth. And that's something I'm changing. Because if I really want a marriage and I really want that significant other, do I really want my mouth to feel like a curse or feel like I'm being negative? No, I want to sound and show through my wording as well unconditional love. Unconditional healing, tarot, and spiritual OG, along with alchemy and you, is I put the three fate. These are three women that will let us know what the masculine side is feeling for the feminine, and if you're feminine, what your masculine side is feeling about you on a feminine scope. So it helps both the masculine side and the feminine side, so we know exactly the mechanics. So whenever you get the time, unconditional healing, tarot, spiritual OG, and alchemy and you is very good blueprints. All right. If you like what you heard and seen today, oh, you want to do the past life? Okay, we got to do the past life. What am I doing? I'm skipping. Okay, we're going to do the past life. So what does our masculine, feminine energies want us to know? What does the masculine, feminine energies want us to relearn about ourselves? What does the masculine, feminine energies want us to relearn? What does the masculine, feminine energies want us to relearn about ourselves? What does the masculine, feminine energies want us to relearn about ourselves? What does the masculine, feminine energy want us to relearn about ourselves? The masculine, feminine energy want us to relearn about ourselves. What? Wow. Wow. In their eyes, we are also not this source, but we are also the mother. In their eyes, they see us as nurturers, as healers, as teachers, as guidance, as spiritual teachers. They see us as wisdom. They see us connected to source. They see us source, zero, father. They see that we love so unconditionally that they want to show that type of love back to us. See how the youth, the innocence is connected to the mother. They know they're protected and guided. That's what our significant other, our twin flame, and our soulmate wants us to know. They see us as nurturing. They see us as that other half of themselves, that missing piece. And rather than feel like a missing piece, they want to give that piece to us. So that means they're finding that mother principle within them. They're actually feeling that void of lack of, and actually nurturing themselves and reteaching themselves how to give off intuition, how to love themselves, so they know exactly how to love you. They're going back to their mother. They're going back to their influence and seeing how to heal, if they must, that mother principle. And if they have a healthy relationship with their mother, to have that conversation of how they truly see you, how they truly see us in their lives to their actual mother. And when you do that, back in the day, that was when you were courting somebody as a husband and wife. You didn't just talk to the mother and just talk to the father just to have a conversation. You did that to let them know, like, I'm coming to your door to let you know that I see your daughter or your son as my husband or my wife, and I want to make my presence known to you, or I want to tell my mother about you, so when I show you to her, that she knows how important, influential you have been, to say, oh, that's the guy that changed how you are. I've been trying to figure that out. What you been doing? What secret? It will make them actually want to have you as family. And that's also what they're thinking about. They want to make sure that their mother sees you as the next mother figure, the next masculine and feminine energies also in their life. So if you like what you heard, seen, and subscribed, please do a thumbs up, share. If you like to donate, at the About button, there's a past life about me on Keykeys doorway. If you want to donate, the About page at the bottom, it will have the PayPal symbol. If you like what you heard and it is truly helping you, please donate, because that will let me know that I'm going in the same direction, in the right direction you guys are. So until we meet again, I love you guys. I love you. I and we will see you on the other side.